and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Friday, February 7th. We begin with an update to a story iTeam8 has been following for months now. Anthony Vo, the man pardoned by President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection, is back home. iTeam8's Tim Spears reports.
Anthony Vo was prosecuted as a nonviolent participant in the Capitol riot. He refused to serve his prison sentence, escaping to Canada to seek asylum. Canadian authorities arrested Anthony and banned him from the country for a year. Now he's back home, along with some 1,500 other pardoned January 6th defendants.
I guess it's nice that I don't have to worry about, like what's going to happen. Like, I feel like now, I can better steward my future.
Since the January 6th Capitol riot, Anthony Vo has been a suspect, then a fugitive, and even traveled to Canada as a refugee. He hopes the next time he's in D.C., it's as an employee, working for the government.
I would like to work in public service and, reduce the need of government to do everything for people.
He's not alone. Fellow January 6th defendant Jeff Zink ran for Congress and is now reportedly being considered for a position with the Department of Health and Human Services. Talking to me at his home in Fishers, Anthony said he keeps in touch with others prosecuted in the Capitol riot who could also end up in public service.
For the majority of people there, it was a peaceful gathering.
But not for everyone.
No, not for everyone.
Anthony maintains the January 6 prosecutions were politically motivated and now believes the violence from the Capitol riot was the result of a government conspiracy.
Set up from higher up, and security was purposely made to fail.
I have to push back a little bit on the conspiracy claims just by wondering, how can you make somebody attack a police officer? How can you make somebody break through the windows of the Capitol building?
People are already in a frenzy, and you can whip them up very easily to do things.
Anthony now considers January 6th to be a point of pride. And years after protesting in Washington, he sees a future having a hand in how it's run.
I lost people who I thought were my friends. Job applications got ignored. But now I don't think it'll be a stigma as much as it will be for lack of a better term, badge of honor.
The Anti-Defamation League condemned the sweeping January 6 pardons, saying those 1,500 pardons include leaders and members of extremist groups. Anthony Vo was at the Stop the Steal rally with his mother, Annie Vo. She was also pardoned by President Donald Trump.
That was Tim Spears reporting. A man who once falsely claimed the 2020 election was rigged and who later helped plan the expansion of President Trump's power is now the White House budget director. Last night, the U.S. Senate confirmed Russell vote on a party line vote. The Republican majority overcame a marathon of speeches from Democrats, with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer calling Vogt Trump's most radical nominee. Vogt was among the architects of the conservative Project 2025. He has also been an outspoken advocate of Christian nationalism, the idea that the federal government should be infused with Christianity. In other news, a federal judge says he will hear arguments Monday after pausing President Trump's so-called buyout offer for federal workers. The move from the judge came just hours before a deadline of midnight this morning for workers to decide on a buyout. Labor unions sued, calling the plan illegal, but the White House claims it will push forward with the effort to drastically shrink the federal workforce.
It's going to save the American people tens of millions of dollars, and we encourage federal workers in this city to accept the very generous offer.
The White House claims more than 40,000 federal employees have already accepted the buyout. In Indianapolis, 2 people are being checked out after a house fire on the south side. Fire crews were called just after 2:30 this morning to a home on Garfield Drive near Shelby Street. A firefighter on scene tells News 8 the fire was largely confined to the basement of the home. He says one person was helped from the porch and that firefighters rescued a second person who had climbed out a second-story window from the top of the house. Investigators say they do not believe the injuries to the 2 are serious. And police have released the identity of the suspect whose car hit another car during a police chase in Plainfield, leaving an infant dead. Police say Sidoni Pettis was behind the wheel of a car that crashed into another vehicle at US 40 and Ronald Reagan Parkway on Wednesday. A 2-month-old girl in the car that was hit died and a 3-year-old was injured. That's according to a Facebook post from a company that says it employs the man who was driving the car. Avon police tell News 8 the crash happened less than 30 seconds after Avon police began pursuing Pettis' car. Investigators say they are conducting an internal review to determine if officers followed state guidelines for police chases. Let's talk sports. A disappointing season leads to a possible change for the Hoosiers men's basketball program. ESPN is reporting that Mike Woodson is not expected to return as head coach next season. The report says Woodson and IU are in talks about his exit, though he is expected to coach the rest of this season. The former IU star player took over his alma mater in 2021, leading the Hoosiers to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. But they missed the tournament last season, and IU has struggled in the Big Ten this year, losing 6 of its last 7. There has been no comment so far from Woodson or the university. When it comes to the weather, a change of scenery as we head into the weekend. Storm Track 8 says it will be mostly sunny with seasonably cooler conditions. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
We've got temperatures right around normal for this time of year, but cooler than what we had yesterday. We're also going to be talking about a brighter day today. So enjoy it here. At least we'll see some sunshine compared to that gloomy day we saw yesterday. Here is a live look outside our Speedway camera, and we've got a temp right now of 31 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover rolling through right now. Very light winds in general. We've got high pressure nearby, and that is keeping us very quiet. We're at 26 degrees right now in Lebanon, 30 in Greenwood, 29 in Greenfield, 28 in Richmond, and Crawfordsville coming in right now at about 25 degrees. We've got a little bit of cloud cover across parts of central Indiana right now, and especially in the northern part of the states as well. But we're watching a system that's going to develop here across parts of the southern U.S. and then move in here for the weekend, and that will bring us a chance of some rain, maybe even a little bit of some light mixed precipitation as well. Temperatures will climb into the mid-30s by 1 o'clock, and we'll see highs today into the upper 30s, right around that 40-degree mark, again, which is seasonable for today. We are going to look for temperatures to warm up a little bit for tomorrow. We'll track the rain and any freezing precipitation we will have all coming up in my 7-day forecast.
To get a peek at Tara's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Friday, February 7th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.